going through a 2000 horror, sci-fi, called Spiders. At the beginning of the movie, we see a lab where an experiment on a spider is being carried out. Something is injected in the spider and then it is put in a box which is labeled as NASA. Then, the Majestic 21 headquarters launches a space shuttle. In the next scene, we are introduced to a reporter named Marcy Eyre, who reads a magazine and learns that the aliens have arrived on Earth. She then meets an alien couple, Jacobs and Loretta. She asks the couple if they remember where on Earth they first landed upon. As soon as she shows a picture of a building surrounded by a high-security electric fence, Jacobs gets frightened. Then, Marcy tells the editor. Then, Marcy along with her peers, Jake and Slick, head towards the abandoned building which frightened the alien couple. She thinks that there must be something suspicious going on in that building. Then, we are shown the shuttle where the scientific experiment on spiders is going on in space. During the experimentation, the rocket gets hit by the solar flare and a problem is detected in the system of the rocket. The people in the rocket get bitten by the injected spiders badly. Marcy and her colleagues arrive at the abandoned building surrounded by the electric fence. She looks at the building with the help of her binoculars from afar. Slick suggests Marcy go down and check the building for herself instead of seeing it from the top of a den. They all go down and reach the fence around the building. Slick touches the fence and falls down on the ground. Marcy and Jake are overwhelmed with fear and they think that Slick has got an electric shock. Suddenly, Slick wakes up and reveals that he has pranked on them. Meanwhile, Marcy receives a call from Phil, who tells her that the news about the space shuttle's explosion on its re-entry has spread like a fire and she has still not written the cover story. He is going to give this task to Denise as she is very late. Marcy insists to him that she will be there and she will complete it on time. However, Phil is frustrated and he hangs up the call. Right after that, something from the sky comes down crashing onto the ground inside the fence. Slick misunderstands it as a UFO, but Marcy tells him that it is the space shuttle about which it has been revealed in the news that it is destroyed. Then, she and her friends climb up the electric fence and go inside the shuttle to see if there are any survivors. Inside the shuttle, they find that the astronomers are dead but they do not look like humans anymore. The dead bodies have swollen, twisted and the faces are distorted. Marcy believes that the astronomers' death isn't because of the explosion but something else. Slick captures the photos of those dead bodies and all of them wonder what happened in that space shuttle. As they all look around at the damage in the shuttle, Marcy encounters the commander of the space shuttle who is still alive but he is in a horrible condition. Then, the 21 Majestic headquarters team arrives there in a helicopter. The team has brought a group of soldiers and doctors in jeeps. They were commanded to clean up the spot as another rocket was about to pass over that place. A spider crawls towards the commander and inserts its egg in his body. Marcy and her peers hide inside one of the jeeps outside the space shuttle. Agent Gray and his assistant, John Murphy, go inside the shuttle where John unintentionally steps on a spider and kills it. Agent Gray becomes angry and asks him to put the spider in a plastic bag. When John tells him that they must look for the survivors in the shuttle, Agent Gray tells him that it's useless because the ones he wants are dead. The soldiers extract the dead bodies from ruins and load them into a jeep where Marcy and his peers are hiding. A doctor finds the injured commander and decides to take him to the hospital, but Agent Gray does not allow him and keeps on asking the commander about mother-in-law. The doctor insists to him that the commander needs immediate medical attention, but Agent Gray shoots him to death. He then asks his own lab's doctor and nurse to take the commander to their pathology lab. Marcy, Slick and Jake are shocked to see all of this happening there. Then, Agent Gray blows up the entire space shuttle with an aerosol can. The jeep, loaded with the dead bodies, is taken into a tunnel and goes down into an underground place by the elevator. The soldiers take out the bodies and load them on a stretcher. When they take the stretcher away, Marcy and her friends get out of the jeep and hide. The soldiers get back to the jeep and close the underground place. Before Marcy and her friends could find a way out, a doctor and nurse arrive with the commander on a stretcher. They follow the two doctors and then hide in the specimen lab where they find many human body parts including swollen heads preserved in containers. Slick and Marcy record videos and take pictures of all the containers. Suddenly, while recording a video of the specimens, Marcy sees an alien preserved in a container. Jake tells Slick and Marcy that the doctor and the nurse have gone and they should leave. Then, they reach a room where the doctor is treating the injured commander. They come to know that the commander will be kept alive as long as Agent Gray wants to. Marcy and her friends enter the room when the doctor and the nurse leave. They notice that the commander's condition has worsened. As Slick records a video, the commander wakes up and asks Marcy that mother-in-law must be stopped and they should make a way out of there. Then, the commander vomits a yellowish fluid that splashes on Marcy's face. Suddenly, a large spider comes out of the commander's mouth. The doctor and the nurse show up and get attacked by the spider. Marcy and her friends run away and try to find the elevator. one of the doctors who got attacked by the spider, presses the security button. The soldiers and Agent Gray approach the underground place, and hear the alarm, but Agent Gray considers it as the malfunctioning of the system. Marcy, Jake and Slick reach a morgue where they find the body of an astronaut who belonged to the Apollo 18, but Marcy realizes that the Apollo 18 never existed as the Apollo program mission ended with 17. Jake asks them that they should keep moving to get a way out. Agent Gray and the soldiers find the doctors dead. Then, Agent Gray notices the spiderweb around the commander's stretcher and commands the soldiers to search for the mother-in-law in the building. He tells them that he wants mother-in-law alive and safe. Marcy and her friends find hanging but tied up corpses in sacks. They also see the dead body of the nurse covered in spider webs. While Agent Gray, John and the soldier search for the spider, mother-in-law, they hear a noise. Agent Gray asks John to follow the noise. Marcy and her friends could not find the elevator, but they find a stairs which they think might lead outside the tunnel. But then, they see that the door at the end of the stairs is covered with spider webs. Before they could go down, the spider attacks Jake. Marcy and Slick somehow save Jake by hitting the spider that falls down on the ground. Then, they stop at a place where they find a door labeled with Project MIL. Marcy realizes that it stands for Project Mother-in-Law, and they all go inside that room. They find the photo of the alien, Jacobs, to whom Marcy met at the office. They find in the computer that the scientists conduct experiments on bugs and spiders. They inject the alien DNA into the spiders to attain a stronger breed. Jake finds that there is no antidote for the spider's venom and mortality is 100%. He gets terrified and believes that he will die because the spider bit him on his thigh. Frustrated Jake takes a sharp tool and goes out of the room to kill the spider. He screams in pain while his face swells and distorts. Slick and Marcy follow Jake's screams but only find blood and his tool. Marcy tries to look for him, but Slick tells her that he would be dead. While looking for the spider, mother-in-law, Agent Gray catches a glimpse of it and asks the soldier to search for the spider in that direction. Marcy and Slick find the elevator, but before it could start, it asks for an access card. Then, they both jump up inside the roof of the elevator. After a while, the elevator descends and they stay on the roof by clinging to the wall with the help of the metal rods. Slick and Marcy find mother-in-law on the roof and fall deeper into the elevator passage. They fall and get stuck to a huge spider web. Marcy somehow gets rid of the web and helps Slick to get up. Suddenly, the spider is seen approaching them down. Frightened Marcy keeps trying to rescue Slick, who insists her to leave before the giant spider attacks them. She climbs up the wall and goes back to the underground place while the giant spider kills Slick. One of the soldiers in search of mother-in-law finds Slick, who is covered by spider webs. The soldier finds the spider upon the ceiling and gets attacked instantly. Later, it kills a few more soldiers. John sees Marcy and follows her to the morgue. She threatens him with a metal rod and somehow manages to snatch his laser gun. John tells him that she could trust him because he is not one of the bad people. Marcy shoots at him several times, but John escapes all the shots. She quickly leaves the morgue, but John goes behind her. Agent Gray finds a bitten soldier and kills him on the spot for disobeying his order, as the soldier had shot the spider. While John fights Marcy to get his gun back, they fall into the underground waterline where John is attacked by the spider, but Marcy hits the spider in the eye and gets John out of that place. Agent Gray encounters Marcy with John. He tries to shoot Marcy, but John tries to stop him with his gun. When John finds that his gun is unloaded, Agent Gray points his gun at him. Meanwhile, the spider captures Agent Gray with its web and kills him. John takes Marcy into the cocoon chamber where she finds the dead bodies of her friends hanging in spider webs. John takes the access card of the elevator from the pocket of one of the dead soldiers. They head towards the elevator, and before the giant spider could attack them, they depart in the elevator. Then the spider hits the elevator from below and John tries to shoot it with his gun, but he loses control and the gun falls on the opposite side of the spider. He somehow manages to take the elevator down, which crushes the spider and puts it to death eventually. They go to the broadcasting office where Marcy finds Phil dead. They see Agent Gray in Phil's room, who tells John that he has betrayed him. He tells him that he has destroyed the Project MIL, which could change the world. It could be used to kill the enemies by laying eggs in the enemy host. He tells them that with the help of such giant lethal spiders, they could lead an army of living killing machines. Suddenly, Agent Gray vomits and a massive spider comes out of body. Marcy and John tell everyone to get out of the office and run away. The massive spider destroys the office and kills people around. It attacks on cars and causes destruction everywhere. John and Marcy look for Agent Gray's helicopter and get the rocket launcher gun, which could kill the spider. He shoots at the spider, but it escapes the shot. Marcy tells John that the spider is heading for the main city and the sun is going to set. She tells him that the spider hunts people at night. They fly over the city in the helicopter to locate the spider. The spider reaches the main city and kills a lot of people there. John locates the spider around the World Trade Center building. When they reach there, Marcy notices that the spider is climbing up the building to find a place for laying eggs. When John is unable to find a spot for landing, Marcy tells him that she will shoot the spider with the rocket launcher gun. John takes the helicopter near the spider on the building where Marcy shoots it, but it does not kill the spider. Suddenly, the fuel tank of the helicopter starts to leak and John loses control. He somehow takes the helicopter closer to the spider and Marcy shoots it to death for good, and the movie ends here.